Welcome back to episode 3 of BSing with Brandon and Sal. We took a short break. Life and business got in the way. Some fun, I'm sure some serious stuff on both ends as well. So good to be back though, back behind the camera. We're going to skip a lot of the business talk from this one. We'll keep it a little more fun and a little more BS. Let's kick it off with a little game called Overrated, Underrated. There's a lot of things in this world that I feel very strongly are either overrated or underrated. I think everyone can kind of agree. So we'll play a little game with not only the two of us, but quick shout out to the guy behind the scenes who's been making episode 1 and 2 happen so far. It's Billy behind the camera and the audio for this. So we're going to bring him into this and let him chime in a little on what's overrated and underrated. So I'm just going to kind of rattle something off, and then we'll just kind of go around, give our 3 opinions, and then feel free to chime in on how you feel about it.
Sounds good.
First one I had was smelling good. Overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Underrated. Okay.
100%
Billy?
underrated. I wear cologne every day.
You wear a lot of cologne every day.
No, it's just two little sprays. That's it.
I do the same, and every time I walk out of the bathroom, my mom's like, all right, like, take it easy. Where are you going? Like, every time. And I'm like, it's 2 sprays. Like, you can't do less. Like, you got to hit 2 spots.
I want to be able to walk, so I'm not a big cologne guy, but I want to, get a good one, and I just don't know where. Like, I always ignore the girls in the mall, but I probably shouldn't. But you guys can't lie. I'm very comfortable with my sexuality, but when you walk by a good-smelling guy, you're like, oh, fuck, what's he wearing? That smells good. So think about a girl walking by that kind of smell. They're also like, what is that? But yeah, definitely underrated.
I would agree.
I have my little Burberry bottle from 8th grade.
What about on girls?
On girls?
Yeah.
I
Like
overrated.
a good smelling girl.
Overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah. A good smelling woman, like an older woman, that's different.
That's fair. Overrated, underrated?
I think overrated for the purpose of that. All the perfume smells the same, in my opinion.
I disagree with that.
I wonder if they feel the same.
Billy, you're sniffing the wrong women, man. They don't all smell the same.
All right, good food. Good, I'm talking not only tastes good, because some people will say fucking fast food tastes good, but good food that's going to come with good service and usually a decent price tag. Overrated, underrated?
I think you need to be more specific, but my initial reaction is underrated. And the only reason I say that is because not for people like me and you, but think about the couple that doesn't get to go out as much as you and I would. Like, when they go out, they should be catered to and have a good meal and good service, because if that's their one time a month, and I feel like a lot of establishments don't see it that way. They think, oh,
It's just
I'm here, let me get through this shift.
Yep. Overrated, underrated?
I think underrated, but you can't have good food all the time, I think. Well, not you need healthy food, I think, majority of the time, but go out once a week.
Yeah.
Compared to you go out every day. I feel like you lose that becomes your fast food.
Your regular, yeah. I love good food, but to me, good food could be a fresh charcuterie board. It could be so it could be healthy and good tasting. It doesn't necessarily have to be some guy in a suit bringing it over on a plate, but
For me, good food is something I can't make at home or would have trouble making at home.
Yeah. Golf. Overrated, underrated?
Overrated. Overrated.
I would disagree. I think it's underrated. Overrated, underrated?
I like playing golf. I'm not that great, but I think it's pretty overrated when it's I can't wait to go play 18 holes.
I would debate that.
I'm not a golf guy. We could debate all you want.
See,
golf guys just use it as an excuse to get away from their wives, which I guess is fine. But imagine playing a sport that you're horrible at. I can't. I'm not good at golf. So.
It's just so, I'm not good at it either, but it's just so slow paced. You're so detached from everything else going on. Nothing being out on the course driving around a golf cart at your own pace, smoking a cigar, hitting a ball that like you can't hit that far, and just like fucking around.
Yeah.
Depends who you go with, I think, too.
That's true.
If you go with certain people, they'll take it very seriously. Or like you go with like any older person, really, they'll kind of take it more seriously than someone like
Most
our age.
take it seriously.
Way
That's
too
why
seriously.
I don't. I've gone maybe 3 times, and by the third hole, I'm like shotgunning and chugging beers, and like it's cool. Then you get home and you're just shot. Like there's a lot of walking. Like I can't.
It's fair. What about electric cars? I was just at the auto show, and like the whole auto show in New York flipped to like electric cars now. Like that's all they had and promoted.
I'm indifferent. I think I would go with underrated.
Would you drive one? Would you get one?
Yeah, I would. My brother-in-law has one. And it's cool. Shit is fast too.
All electric
Tesla.
car. Overrated, underrated?
Right now, it's pretty overrated. If you want to like go across the whole U.S., there's only certain
Yeah, you can
spots
only
you
make
can
it
really
so far to
stop. Yeah.
charge.
Which it will last you a while. Like there's like maps. Like I think Tesla gives you that, but
I'm
right
just sick of
now.
that conversation. That like conversation of like, oh, electric cars aren't going to take over, and then you got the people that are like, yeah, electric's the future. Like, there's not going to be gas anymore. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, so when those electric cars break down, who goes to rescue them? A gas powered service vehicle. Like,
It's true.
there's a reason for it, you know. What about, we were talking about like good food, but what about fast food? So like stopping at Taco Bell late night, or you're in a hurry and you got to grab fast food. Overrated, underrated?
I've been different. I don't think overrated or underrated. They've been around so
Or
long.
accurately rated. We'll add a third topic. If it's accurately rated in this world we live in.
What do you think? But this isn't a good topic for you and I because
Yeah.
we're clean eating at this point in our.
For the most part, I think as I'm drinking a milkshake, but I definitely think
Thought it was a protein shake.
Oh no, that's straight milk and strawberry syrup.
Wow, jealous.
It's really good.
I think it's pretty overrated. But like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to like go to Taco Bell here and there, or like go to like McDonald's. But it's not something again you should go to like every day. People will eat it every day. But I think it's pretty overrated. The food isn't great.
Yeah, like the convenience of it. is
That's the
overrated.
only great thing about it, I think.
Fair enough. What about everyone's obsession with bacon in today's world? Like, I feel like everyone is obsessed with bacon.
I could eat a pound of bacon with no remorse.
Right.
What?
I think that's overrated. I mean, like, bacon's bacon, but I just think it's overrated.
It's pretty overrated.
Right?
I'd rather
Like,
eat
people are
turkey
making
bacon.
everything out of bacon now. It's like, oh, we're going to wrap this in bacon,
Well, it's so
bacon tater
flavorful.
tots, like everything.
It's got. I mean, what? There aren't many things that taste better than bacon. So why wouldn't I mean?
I could argue turkey bacon is a little bit better. It's also a little
Turkey bacon's a little healthier,
bit
right?
healthier for you,
Yeah.
too. I think it's like less saturated fats, calories.
Where's that even come from? Turkey bacon? It's from a turkey? Is that what that is?
I
Or
would
is it
hope
some
so.
processed shit?
I don't know. I mean, it's all processed, I would assume. Who knows?
Fair enough. What about, I mentioned it to you before, but like, what about recording concerts with your phone? Or like, fuck concerts, but like anything, any live event, recording it with your phone. Like, everyone always has their phones out. Like, I think it's a wave thing. I think it's like, you see one person do it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna take out my phone because it's like something to do.
It's like weasel behavior. Like, why just watch the fucking show? Are you talking about like to repost it or just for like a memory?
Just, I guess, like more so memory. Like, I feel like so many people at concerts take out their phone, take a video that they will never ever use, have no intention of using, will never like look back to, like nothing. Like, granted, with social media, I feel like it changed that game a little bit because like now people get their memories in Snapchat and they're like, oh, look, I was here. And like, that's one thing. But like putting it in your camera roll, like, I don't know, my camera roll probably has like 50,000 photos and videos in it from like all these different places I've been. Like, I never will be looking back at them to reference them.
A good clip, like a beat drop, or I don't know. I wouldn't mind that, but just like there's people that like film the whole show, like
The entire thing.
that drives me nuts.
The ones that film it sideways are what gets me.
Yeah.
Like, anyone who puts their phone up sideways, that's when you know.
Like straight Karen.
Fair enough. If you guys have any overrated, underrated topics, feel free to
I
chime
got
in
somebody
too.
replied to my story.
Forgot about
I don't know what this first part means, but he's why pumpkin spice lattes are the best. So pumpkin spice lattes, overrated, underrated?
I think it depends on the season. You know, I love a good pumpkin spice latte in October, but like, so I think in October, I think they're overrated though, because I feel like everyone is getting them. Everyone's like, you got to get a pumpkin spice. Oh, I'll take a pumpkin spice. I'll take a pumpkin spice. But like,
Get a
if I had
pumpkin spice now though, like if you wanted to right now,
they had a
May.
pumpkin spice milkshake on that place we just ordered. So like, you could definitely get pumpkin spice things now, or like you could order like K-cups, right? For like your curry or whatever.
Yeah, that is true.
I would go with, depending on the season, it's overrated. But I think overall, like the other 11 months out of the year, it's underrated.
You can have a pumpkin spice latte in August,
I
Or
would.
July.
Yeah.
I think it like comes out in August at this
Right.
point.
Yeah.
What about
With,
like
yeah,
4th
Starbucks
of July.
releases it in August with the peppermint cups at the same time. Wow. Okay. Literally just got overrated Starbucks coffee.
that's funny.
Same
Go to
thing.
Starbucks
But
every day at this point, I feel like I walk in here almost every day with Starbucks.
I swap between Starbucks and Dunkin'. You drink coffee or
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starbucks only. Well, like if I'm buying it, Starbucks.
only? Bougie
I have
guy.
nothing against Dunkin'. It's just like it's never conveniently located.
But we got more here. So what about talking to strangers in an elevator? So like you get in an elevator, there's like 3-4 other people there. Could be like at a resort on vacation, could be at work in the office building, and like you get in, bunch of strangers. Like you just stand there in silence.
I'm that guy.
That starts a conversation.
Yeah, like, yeah. It could be about the traffic or I don't know. It depends like where I'm at. Like this
Yeah.
morning, I haven't been late to work in 6 months, and the traffic was just stupid today. And it was like 6 of us in the elevator, and I cracked a joke like, "Traffic today, Jesus!" And everyone's like, "I know." Anyway, whatever. I'm not the silent guy in the elevator, is what I'm alluding to.
What about you, Billy?
I think it's reading the room. There are times like we'll just be on jobs and there'll be other people in there. We have like a hedge wall and we're like, it's pretty massive, right? And like they'll just be like, haha. And it's like, okay, like clearly you weren't a
You
fan
got
of that
like,
joke.
yeah, the guy from the kitchen in there, and then like
Yeah.
the FedEx guy just delivering a package who wants nothing to do with it. I think overall it's underrated. I feel like not enough people look to converse in the elevator setting. And like you're going to be stuck with those people for the next 10 seconds while you get to your floor, and then you're never going to see them again. So like,
Unless
why
you-
not at least say hi?
You do see them again.
Then it's awkward.
No, what if it like went really well? Like what if like that's your future wife?
That's true too.
You just got game in the elevator and then you see her for lunch.
That's very true. Yeah.
You
That's like
got
when
it.
you're like
You got him
driving.
questioning everything right now.
Well, it's like when you're driving on like the highway, right? And like you see like a cute person of the opposite,
Oh.
like, and right. And you make eye contact. All right. Better yet, you're at like a red light. You pull up to a red light and like, you just look like everyone looks at those cars on either side of you. So like you look into one of them and there's just like this gorgeous girl in there.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I just met my wife. Right.
So a long time ago, I had an idea
Oh, story time with Sal.
because I was like you, and I'm like, there has to be like stories of like, I was a creep. No, I'm not a creep anymore. I'm married, but I was a creep, and like you try to get them to roll down the window and all that. So I came up with an idea, like anyone that is single and like maybe wants to be approached by someone they think is also good looking in the other car, there's a barcode like on your car, like a QR code, and one person scans it, and like let's say you're like, I scanned your QR code, you'll get an alert like so and so saw you on the road, and like the profile picture's there, and they could say yes or no. And so kind of like Bumble for the road.
For vehicles. It's not bad.
What if you drive like a really old car, but like you have a great personality?
That's to be determined. Like, so it's up to the
yeah.
girl to say, all right, I don't care about his car, he's hot, and maybe he's funny, and they link up. I mean, it's the same
I wonder
thing.
if we could like, if we develop this, if we'd get in any like trouble if it starts causing accidents, because like these attractive people are
I guess that.
causing accidents by trying to scan QR codes while driving.
Well, I mean, the good-looking person is just as likely to cause the accident. Like looking, like
That's true.
it's the same. I don't know. Just I think it's a good idea. If it doesn't exist, it probably is being made right now.
Being made, yeah. Or at least someone will after they hear this idea.
Cut me in.
What about smartwatches? I was just looking at my watch for a notification. But Apple Watches or like, you know, the people with Samsung watches kind of bothers me because it's like, why would you go for a less superior product? But like Apple Watches, watches, you know, any kind of watch that does more for you than tell you the time. Overrated, underrated.
Underrated. I have an Apple Watch. I don't wear it as much as I'd like to because I can't find the charger. But underrated because like the what it does, like what it could tell you, like your heart rate, your whatever, like for your health. I think people should always be wearing them.
What about regular watches? Does that make regular watches overrated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Billy?
I think it's underrated for the same reasons almost. I also like knowing I can keep my phone in the other room, and then if I really need to answer something.
Yeah. See, I was never a watch guy. Would never wear a watch as a kid through school, whatever, because like all it did was tell me the time, and I was always around like fucking clocks and stuff. I never needed
You need
it.
one. You need one good watch.
Well, I have like nice watches that I'll wear out with like a suit or whatever, because like I very
Yeah.
rarely will wear like my Apple Watch to like a wedding or something like that. But like at the same time, it's like for me to put on a regular watch. Like I never look at it for time. I don't know about you, but like if I wear my nice watch, I don't look at it for time. Or if I do quickly, and then I realize I don't know what those two lines mean, and I take out my phone so it tells me. But yeah, Apple, overrated, underrated.
Underrated.
Apple,
Yeah.
Underrated, overrated,
I'm a big Apple fiend, so I would say underrated.
underrated. Yeah,
The prices can make it overrated, but I think for what we all use it for and what like I use all my Apple products for, it's underrated.
all right, fair. This one's more of a you guys topic, but how about the gym?
Underrated.
Underrated?
I think overrated.
Yeah.
Well, in what sense? Like too many of the people that actually go like flaunt it too much that they
That's
go.
how I feel. Like I feel like the gym as like a place to go is overrated. Like people just are like, oh, I got to go to the gym because I got to post my mirror selfie, or like I got to go to the gym because like it's what you know. But like I think fitness is underrated, but I think the actual like gym
Yeah.
is overrated.
Well, that's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Like if used the right way, fitness, you know, the gym. I'm talking about the gym. So like, I'm like 2.5 months in, and I feel a million times better. And I don't know. I just feel like people that don't go like fucking make excuses, and that was me for a long time. Like I had been into the gym and I stopped. It took me like everything in me to get going again, but I don't know. Now I'm like running 2 miles every morning and I love it. Like it's a world's difference. I feel great. So I feel like people not knowing that they'll feel so much better is underrated. But like the fad of like I'm going to the gym, like you said, overrated.
Yeah, that's fair. What about The Bachelor?
Oh yeah, baby, underrated. Big
Underrated? Really?
Yeah, not people that don't watch are like, oh, that shit's so stupid, it's fake. You're talking about the show, right?
Yeah, the show The Bachelor.
Yeah, big Bachelor fan here. I'm like 20 years in.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you?
Nah, I think it's so overrated.
No.
So overrated. You got all those people that are like, oh, we got to watch The Bachelor. Like, Bachelor's on at 7, whatever. And then
That's
they're like
me.
sharing that, oh my God, like, did you hear that like so-and-so didn't get the rose and blah, blah, blah. I think it's so overrated. And then like, isn't the statistic that like none of those actually work out after? Like they all usually break up or get a divorce or something
There's
within
plenty
like,
of success stories.
Is there? Yeah.
Yeah, there's Aaron
like you never hear
Rodgers'
about
brother.
this. Okay.
He's still with, I think her name's Joelle. Joelle Fletcher. Gorgeous. But yeah, no, it works, man. Like,
Interesting.
Sit down and watch that shit.
Watch it. Might have to get on it. I don't know. Overrated, underrated.
I don't watch The Bachelor. I never watched it, but I've watched like Love Island or
Okay.
like shows like that. I've watched Big Brother before,
Wait,
and I think it's a great. I think those are great shows. If it's like that, I would say underrated. But I think the hype,
So, like, the
maybe,
idea
I
of
don't
that
know.
show.
I think the idea it could be underrated, but I have no real preference. But when I see people freak out about it, it's like this can't be that great.
yeah. Have you seen the one on? It was a Netflix series.
Love Island.
No,
It's like The Button, right? Like something like that.
no, it's the one that's like it's like something about masks or whatever, and they're in masks, so they have professional like theater artists basically
It's weird. I've seen
like
that.
put full prosthetics, like make these people look like aliens, and the two of them sit down and have to have a conversation face to face, like a guy and a girl, and then they get like unmasked at the end, and it's supposed to be all about like personality basically, because you really can't see what the person looks like, and then they take them off and they get to have like a conversation after or whatever, or but I think they have to make their decision based on their personality, and like this one guy's got like antennas coming out of his head and whatever, and the other like
Yeah, they'll like be like furries,
crazy.
basically.
I have no idea about this, but it sounds like Love is Blind, but with like fucking Halloween costume on.
It's basically no. That's really what it is.
yeah, I guess so.
That's exactly what it is.
Sexy Beasts, it's called. Yo, look at this. You got to throw a quick clip of this up for the viewers to see.
Look me in the
Look.
eye, not my flaps.
No, bro.
Isn't that crazy?
Bottoms up.
It's
And then you got to make your decision based on dating someone looking like that.
Majesty of the rhino at the watering hole.
it's interesting. I've never seen this, but I think I'm
You've
gonna
seen
watch
this
it.
show, right?
That's really good.
You should watch it. It's incredible. Billy coming in with the topic
Hot
idea.
topic, Billy.
Yeah, Billy's like, you guys want to talk about the cameras on the LAE? I'm like, I feel like everyone wants to talk about the fucking cameras on the LAE right now.
Where do we start? It's a fucking scam.
Well, you asked me if I got one. Does that mean you got one? Is that
No,
okay.
not that I know of.
I don't think anyone got one yet, because it's probably like one of those government things where it takes like 60 days and then they hit you with it and you're like, when was this? And then you watch the video and you're like, oh yeah, that's when it was.
I heard they're giving like a pass for the first like 30 days that it was on,
Okay.
but like you should get
Like
a
a free
notice in the
pass.
mail
Oh,
like,
okay,
hey,
but
it's happening next time.
That's nice of them, at least, honestly. But I heard it's also only when construction's happening or in a construction zone. Like it's not all the time.
That's what I heard.
That's
I
a
don't know.
speed, but that might be in the future, because they could cut back on some salaries if they do that.
I guess that I would imagine.
But there's a
what?
lot of people that are just going to pay them too, right?
You have
And
to
not
pay
care.
them.
No, but like just like not go out of their way to drive slower or whatever, because they'll just pay it, right? Like
I don't know, man, because like the first like couple days that like it circulated, traffic
Yeah.
was horrendous. I said, "There's no
everyone's
way
just
that
going slow.
there's no way that this is sustainable." Like, oh,
Interesting.
but I imagine there was some kind of data-driven, decision that was made to do this based on, and I can't imagine this, but I don't know, people speeding through work zones and killing workers.
Hurting someone, yeah, like some kind
So
of
like if that was actually something that was a problem, then I think it's a good thing. But I just can't. I would want to know that. Otherwise, it's just like another
Why they
scam
want it. Yeah.
for them to
make money.
make more money off taxpayers, which we don't need that.
Yeah. I didn't even make that connection about the traffic those few days, but it definitely was like after that was released, it was like,
Yeah.
I know there was a text circulating too. Like I got a text of like all the locations of the cameras to like look out for, but I have yet to like, I haven't, I guess, really looked for one, but I've yet to like see one. Or,
I don't
like-
think you could see them. If you have your GPS on, it says speed camera ahead.
Oh, really?
But if you don't have your GPS on,
You wouldn't even
you
know
wouldn't
that.
know.
What is that, like Waze? You use Waze?
Google, I don't
Google
know.
Maps, yeah.
I guess Google Maps.
All right, let's fire a few more of these overrated, underrateds off, and then
All right.
get into the last segment of this episode. What about sleeping with a fan on?
I don't know.
Well, do you sleep with a fan on? I guess would be the
No,
question.
not unless I'm hot.
Okay.
So I would say.
So what's your
overrated.
ideal sleeping situation? Like the room is hot.
Nah, it has to be comfortable. Not
Okay.
hot, not cold.
What about you? Overrated, underrated, sleeping with a fan on.
I think it's underrated, but like that's like I think for not the idea to keep like cool, like temperature wise, but for like the white noise or like have your own vice. Like I keep a podcast on at night, whether I really listen to it or not. It's just like it's the idea of like having like a fan on for me. So I'll say underrated.
The noise is nice, yeah. I go underrated too because I feel like I'd rather the room be hotter and I have a fan going and like I could remove layers of blankets than like be cold and like uncomfortable while I'm trying to sleep.
It's interesting. I haven't thought that hard about it.
You just kind of do it and
Yeah.
keep your house
I
in
like-
a nice temperature.
Just
I don't
goes
know.
to bed. That's it.
It's a just sleeps. What about naps? Naps overrated or
Oh
underrated?
my god! So since I've been going to the gym, like I've been like finding myself taking like these 5-minute like doze offs, and by like 3:30, 4 p.m., it's like I can't stay awake. I don't know if
What
you
about
have
you?
the same issue.
It depends. There's just days that I would. Yeah, it's just kind of how it is. There are days where I would just like take a nap, but I
When
try
I
not
nap,
to.
I'm like so tired after. Like I can't just get up and like go again after. I need like a
Do like a power nap though. You gotta like
I
set a timer
can't.
for like 5-10 minutes.
yeah.
I can't fall asleep for an hour and then just get back to my day
Right,
like,
right.
at work. I'm talking like I'm on a meeting and I'm like this, and my camera's off and like I'm like, oh shit, I literally fell asleep for 5 minutes, but I feel great after. It wasn't like a long sleep.
I used to fall asleep like that in like school all the time. Like during classes, I would like rest on my fucking hand and fall asleep. Like definitely took some naps during like quizzes and stuff. But
Should we get into?
get into the segment. Yeah, hit your topic first.
I hope I don't offend anyone, but what was it? I don't know who needs to hear this.
Yeah. Who needs to hear
Yeah.
this? Or
What we should do? I'm gonna give you the I don't know who needs to hear this, and you guys should agree or disagree.
fair enough.
All right, so first one is I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're a female and you're adopting pit bulls, that shit is not cute. Like we know he's destroying your couch off camera. I just feel like that's like that's
get
another
that.
one of those like gym things. Like
Yeah, it's like a
it's
fad
a certain
to, like,
type of female that like thinks it's cool to like adopt a pit bull or nothing against pit bulls, but like it's just not. I don't know. I like bothers the hell out of me.
They get that cute picture, but you know, like as soon as that picture was done, that thing ran and grabbed the flip flop and went straight into the other room.
Exactly.
Every time.
I don't know.
Fair
It's like a
enough.
pet peeve of mine.
Mine would be I don't know who needs to hear this, but when you post something and tag someone or tag a business in most cases, and they repost that story as they should to promote their business, you do not need to repost that again on your story showing that they reposted that. People do it with artists, companies, restaurants, everything. And I mean, I know exactly who needs to hear this, but I felt it was good for this topic. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
I agree. I mean, same thing with like couples. Like if I just saw your wife post this, like you don't need to repost it. You guys follow and people follow you guys, the same people. Whatever. I hope that doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, but
yeah, social media is crazy, the things people do and the amount like sometimes too like stories, like for the most part I feel like people don't post a lot of stories, but like I have a few people that post like literally 40 something stories in a day, like no joke, and like every day is the same thing, and like I'm not trying to like click through that
Yeah.
to get to the next one that's like
30 or 40 is
semi-important.
excessive. I'm a big story guy. I'm probably like a candidate for, I don't know who needs to hear this, but we don't need your inspiration. But honestly, like I get messages like, oh, I like this.
I do that all the time. Like I share a ton of like quotes and like sayings or like quick funny videos, or like people share like when the Yankees win or like Rangers win or whatever, and like
Yeah.
I'm all for like little pieces of that or whatever. And then like does it get a little annoying sometimes when like all of a sudden like you click through 5 stories in a row and they're all that the Rangers just, you know, scored 14-0. Yes. But at the same time, at least it was like one from each person surrounded by some other stories. But like, I'm talking like 40 something stories of like the same thing in a row. Like I couldn't even imagine doing that to my viewers.
Crazy.
Yeah. Did you have another?
Yeah. Like another, I don't know who needs to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
This drives me nuts. Like, you don't need to post that you're at every week. Like, and you know what's crazy? It's like, and I don't care if they hear this, but it's like one person in particular that was like asking me for a job recently, and was just always posting at like, and like all I could think of is, you're literally there just to post it on Instagram. Like, save your money, bro. Fucking eat at home. I guess that's kind of personal, but whatever. I just, it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
I'm a big food poster too, but like I don't go to like too fancy of places just to say I'm there.
Just to say you're there. Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't need to post your new boyfriend every 3 months. It's embarrassing.
Saying the love of my life.
Yeah, love of my life.
Yeah.
He's gone 3 months later. This
On
is
to
the
the
love of
next
my
one.
life. Gone. It's like, all right.
Oh, how about like the stories that they'll post that's like, here's to many more. And that's like the last one you see on their story.
Wait, what?
like
Like
you
an
know,
anniversary?
Yeah. Or like,
happy
you
2
know,
months.
yeah, like something like that. Or like a vacation, like awesome vacation with you. Like here's to many more. And then it's like the last one.
That was me at some point in my life.
Yeah. I just feel like I wouldn't like set myself up for that. I feel like I wouldn't like, what is that to like make her feel special?
I don't know. All my previous relationships were all toxic, so I was that guy. Until next time, and then never was a next time.
Yeah.
I was an asshole.
Fair enough.
Can't believe Jerry Springer died.
Did
That's
he?
random.
Was that a
thought,
thing?
But
You know he died?
No.
Yeah, like
Recently?
over the weekend.
Shit.
fuck, Mr. How does he not know?
Yeah, it was like everywhere on like Saturday or like Sunday.
I probably clicked through those stories because everyone posted it.
I think we'll wrap up, but next time we have to have an interview,
We have to bring a
guest
guest on,
next
yeah.
time. I have a couple in mind. Anybody watching, if you're interested in coming on, shoot a text message or whatever, DM.
And give us some overrated, underrated topics too. We'll keep keep
Next
that
time
going.
I'm
We'll
gonna
do a few.
If we don't have a guest next time, I'm gonna post like early in the morning. Send us topics.
Yeah, we'll have something.
or maybe do a live. But
I'm with it. Yeah, we'll rattle off a few of these and interview a guest, get back to a little bit of business, a little bit of bullshit in the next one, and that's it.
you asked, we did it.
That's it. Sweet. On to the next one.